One more game is all I have to endure coming here to Old Trafford and watching Manchester United here this season. That there against West Ham, I don't know what was worst. I don't know which chant from the West Ham fans was worst. The first one being, how shit must you be, we're winning away. The second one was, you're fucking shit. Yeah, we know that, thanks. And then at the end, after Rasmus Højlund tried to head a ball away from the opposition's goal instead of heading it towards it, the olays from West Ham fans as their team were cruising around Old Trafford in the sun, getting a nice little tan, taking the mick out of Manchester United, already 2-0 up. Since when do West Ham come to Old Trafford and have a free ride? When does that happen? How often have we stood here outside Old Trafford this season and just seen average teams, shit football teams, come here and take the piss out of Manchester United? It's just getting like too much. It's like the euphoria of the Thursday night to the absolute nightmare and just a horrible feeling of a Sunday. It's like you come here if you want to ruin your weekend right now, Manchester United. That's what it is. Like that there today is Manchester United's fourth game since the international break at Old Trafford. Actually, now it's our fourth game we haven't won. So, like, literally 26th of February, I think it is, the last time that Man United actually won at Old Trafford. That was Ipswich. That's in the league. Just let that sink in for a minute. In them 4 games, Manchester United have conjured up 1 fucking goal in the league. Now, I'm all for Ruben Amorim. I've backed him all the way through. But if he wasn't in the Europa League right now, I'd be worried for him because this team don't know what they're doing. They haven't got a clue. The physicality of the Premier League, the intensity of the Premier League, the sheer willing to play football and want to play football in the Premier League is too much for Manchester United and these players right now. There are so many players out there. Do you know what that performance was today against West Ham? That was, we're in the final, I don't want to do too much. I don't want to risk myself. I don't want to be the man that misses out because of injury in the Europa League final, the biggest game. I'm going to turn up for that one because that's when the cameras are there. When is someone at this football club going to understand and realise that that is just not good enough? That's not acceptable at Manchester United and do something about it. Now we can't do it in season, I know that, but at the end of this season, unless there's a mass exodus and there's loads of new players coming in of a completely different quality than what we've got on the pitch there, then it's never going to change. I'm sorry, we're going to be a cup side forever and a day. The only thing holding us up right now from being the worst side in the league, because let's be honest, the 3 teams that came up from the Championship are Championship teams and have gone straight back down. Man United are sat in 16th, only through Spurs being just as bad as us and losing today at home to Crystal Palace. Are we not the worst team in the league? Because let's not even count that shit that's in the relegation zone. Yeah, the last time we actually won was against Leicester, was against Ipswich, teams that were relegated. This is absolutely piss poor. Talking to Kaz there inside the stadium, and she said, like, I'm scared about this final. Like, yeah, we've got a great record in Europe, but we don't beat Premier League teams. And we're coming up against the Spurs side now without Lenny Yoro by the looks of it. Ruben Amorim with his head in his hands when he was told what was going on with Lenny Yoro. And everyone's going to go in on Ruben Amorim now. The negative vibe is going to continue. Why has he played Lenny Yoro? Look, we've got to play players. I'm not going to moan at Ruben Amorim for the fact that Lenny Yoro's played today and he's gone off injured. Injuries happen. You cannot wrap every single player up in cotton wool. You just can't do it. You expect them to turn up and want to play. You expect them to actually do something for the fans. I said before the game, they need to win this game because the Old Trafford faithful need something to actually look back on in this season and actually say, you know what, we actually turned up in a league game. We actually did something in a league game at Old Trafford. I just said it then. Manchester United haven't won a league game in 7. We're going to lose to Chelsea because they want it more and they've got something to play for. We're going to lose to Aston Villa. We're going to finish the season without a winning 9 in the Premier League. If West Ham are turning up here, that shite that team is, and beating Manchester United, then Villa and Chelsea are going to walk all over us. We just don't seem to be able to get up for the Premier League games anymore. We are an absolute embarrassment. And today that team wasn't even a weakened side. We had 1 academy player in a mass starting at left wing back. That was it. There was more than enough to beat a shocking West Ham side. But they just cruised around that pitch in second gear and took the absolute piss out of Manchester United. And I'll say this again. Honestly, like, Ruben Amorim has to win that final. Otherwise, massive questions are going to be asked. I will back him all of the way, but I'm not going to stand here sitting in that stadium. I'm not going to stand there talking about sitting in that stadium about Manchester United being unable to win a Premier League game. I cannot watch that shit anymore. It's not on. Like, seriously, like, we all back our club and we blindly follow this team wherever we go. We'll be right behind them in the final. But to walk to Old Trafford knowing that this team is going to turn up week in, week out and play like this, it's unacceptable and it is not on. Manchester United need to look at what they have done in previous windows and rectify it this summer, because we've got a man up front there that we spent 75 million quid on, who is absolutely stealing a living at this football club in Rasmus Højlund, and that's where we'll start with the players today. I mean, I could touch on Bruno Fernandes. I thought he had his worst game in months today. I thought he was poor. Kobbie Mainoo was a ghost. Didn't see him all game. Useless, in fact. Mason Mount was industrious and decent. Ahmad's our best player. We already know that. And he was the only one that looked like he was going to create anything. Garnacho proved that he is a bench player because he had a great impact coming on off the bench. Rasmus Højlund. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm sick of talking about him, honestly, and it feels like I'm digging him out every single game. But you're a United player, you're earning a fucking fortune, your cost is a fucking fortune, and you're going to be talked about no matter how shit you've been in weeks before. I don't care if I'm repeating myself right now. The guy is useless, absolutely useless. There was a moment then in that second half where United are running through. It's literally 3-on-1. Ahmad's got the ball, and we've got Garnacho one side, and we've got Rasmus Højlund the other. And we're running through, and there's not one Man United fan that gets off his seat, because we know what's coming. Ahmad has got one of two options, and we're looking at each other in the crowd here, and nobody was like getting up off the seat or getting excited about anything, because we knew it was either Garnacho, who doesn't take his chances, or Rasmus Højlund. Oh, you might as well forget it straight away. And the West Ham defender, out of everyone to go to, what does he do? He goes to Ahmad because he knows he's the danger. He sprays the ball into Rasmus Højlund, perfect ball. Go on, Rasmus, do your job, do what you're supposed to do. No. And the fact that nobody in Old Trafford got up off the seats in a one-on-one situation tells you everything with Rasmus Højlund. The header that he did when he cleared the ball, when he was trying to head it towards goal later on, that was just the icing on the cake for him. He's just simply the worst striker that we've had at this football club. Give me Wout Weghorst any day of the week ahead of Rasmus Højlund. Honestly, he knows how to play at least. Rasmus Højlund, I don't know. And do you know what? I don't care if you think I'm going in on him. I'm sick of wasting money watching this shit week in, week out now. It's just not on. It's not fair on the paying Manchester United fan base who are coming. I had a friend who's a Bolton fan who came today, and he said, I'm coming to a Premier League. He's a Bolton season ticket holder. He's bringing his son, and he said, going to Old Trafford today, like first chance we've had to go and watch Man United all season, or watch a Premier League game. I went, I feel sorry for you, mate. I feel sorry for you. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, don't expect much. Don't expect much, because this team will not turn up. It's a Premier League game after a European night. It's rinse and repeat. I'll say it again. United haven't won a game in our last 7 in the Premier League. We haven't won a game at Old Trafford since February 26 against Ipswich. That's 4 games, and in that 4-game period we've scored 1 fucking goal at Old Trafford. They are an embarrassment. They are a joke. It is the worst Manchester United side I have ever seen watching Manchester United. I cannot believe we're in a final. God knows what's going to happen on that night. No one can predict what's going to happen. But drop your comments in below, like, share and subscribe to Forever United TV. Cheers for watching, everybody. Sorry it's so sombre, but hey look, it's a weekend, it's United. What did you expect?